Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Good evening.
This is the Madhav info session, and today we have our speaker, Meghana B.S. Sorry, it sounds like
Not a problem.
Megha P. Shanthmallesh, I think her last name is.
Yes.
And the topic is Maha Vaasthu. But before I get into the talk and introduce the speaker, I would like to say that this will be the last session for the year. As most of you might already know, that I'm going to India for starting next month for 4 months. So it will be difficult for me to hold these info sessions, but hopefully I'll find very promising speakers when I during my visit to India, some experts who can address the health issues and or other topics related to health issues. As you all know, Madhav is a social enterprise uh, that, though is an registered as a business, try to operate it as a non-profit organization, connecting the rural cottage industries to have access to the market in America. Um, Having said that, let me introduce the speaker and then hand over the spotlight to her. So, Meghna, first of all, is my very close friend's daughter. That's how I connected with her. And once, when we were having a discussion, I told her that I don't believe in Vastu, which I've already said in the meeting notes. Uh, and she asked for an opportunity. And when I spoke to her, I understood some of the scientific aspects behind it and started respecting what our ancestors have developed the system. So thank you, Meghna, for bringing that awareness in me. And I would like to share that with the rest of the Mahadev patrons, hence this info session. Though she is very young, she is the founder of Eternal Vision Studio and a leading Vastu consultant and interior design strategist known for rare ability to blend architectural logic with authentic Vastu wisdom. She holds a master's degree in structural engineering from NIE College in Mysore and began her career as an assistant professor at SJC Engineering College in Mysore. She did that before fully transitioning into design and Vastu practice. With over 4 years of dedicated experience in Vastu and design, along with 2 additional years as an interior designer, Meghna has successfully completed more than 50 interior design projects and over 250 Vastu consultations, including new constructions, existing homes, renovations, and commercial spaces. Her work spans India, USA, Dubai, and Australia, reflecting her global perspective and versatile experience. Meghna is widely appreciated for her simplifying Vastu and making it practical, which I myself have experienced, as well as some of the other Mahadev patrons who have already consulted her and taken her help to either build a new house or to renovate. So she makes it very practical and modern and um, profitable for architects, designers, and homeowners, just not for the business people. She consistently demonstrates that Vastu does not restrict design, but it elevates it, helping people create spaces that are not only beautiful and functional, but also energetically aligned. Uh, she is a powerful guide and educator. Um, I say that she aligns very well in terms of communication skills as to what we are used to here in America. Hence, I wanted to introduce her to the group. Um, she empowers professionals to design with confidence, free from myths, which is very important for me, a confusion or fear based interpretations of Vastu. I hope I have done justice to introducing you, Meghna. And from here, I will let you take on.
Thank you so much. Auntie, I would like to share my screen.
Sure. If you request,
Yeah, I think I have sent.
okay, I've done it.
Just a minute. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
It is Meghna. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Well, hi everyone. Hope you can see me and see my presentation as well. Okay, before we get into the main topic of the Vastu, the energy architecture of the space, I would like to ask few questions to everyone present over here. Have you ever walked into the space and instantly felt good before you get into like Vastu stuff or something? Have you ever felt that energy after you get into some space? If yes, if you have felt something like that, please reply yes in the chat box. I would want this session to be more interactive. Yes, yes. Wow, nice. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Have you ever rearranged your space? Matlab, I mean, like just rearranging your bedroom or just decluttering your work desk. Have you ever felt any change, any progress after doing that, after sitting in that space rather than what your progress were like on everyday basis? Yes, there are so many yeses. Thank you. Thank you. Now, if a small design change, just rearrangements inside a bedroom, is it going to give you more focus and change in your mood? Would you want to know how? Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Thank you so much. So, this is me, as Auntie has already introduced about me. I'm an interior designer turned Vastu consultant. To be frank enough, of course, I was also one of the person who was not believing in Vastu. While I was practicing interior designing, I came across the concept of Vastu. And that drove me because of the changes that the personalities with the results that people were getting out of it. That made me more curious to understand. Now, a person without having a degree, anything related to the design aspects, can say something related to Vastu. And if it is already restricting the designing aspects of a particular designer, so how does it work? There will be a lot of confusions and there is a delay in the project. What if instead an interior designer, an architect, or a person who is actually from a real estate background can learn Vastu and implement the things and simplify it as a factual points? I think that will make more sense. That what made me to learn Vastu firstly, and then I started implementing in my own life to see some changes. What does it really affect? Does it really happen? Or is it just coincidental that I was doing this change and I just got a result? No, it was not. Actually, I could see a lot of change after implementing because I always do an experiment placing one object or a one change at a time in my own house and see what happens. I observe the change that it is going to happen because I know what exactly that I am expecting as a result out of that change. So that's when the things started aligning. And then I decided this is something, a vast subject where our ancestors has given a lot for us through the scriptures and everything. We have just lost it. We have to get it back. We have to keep that as in practice and we have to take it ahead. That's how I started doing this. So, this is my journey. So, have you ever wondered what is Vastu? When you hear a word Vastu, what exactly the things that will come up to your mind? May I know some answers in the chat box? What do you think? What exactly Vastu means to you? Energy flow. Aparna says energy flow. Nice. Peace and energy, creating harmony to fill air and light in the house. Perfect. Directions of sun. Nice. Space arrangements. Chi, the positive energy. Nice. So these are the some of the words that we actually get in our head. So what actually Vastu means? Is it principles? Is it directions? A place we live? Or just my surrounding? Or the energy of an area? Well, Vastu for me is everything. Right. It's a combination of everything, whatever that you explained right now. It starts from the place where you live, where you reside. Now, if in case I ask you on an individual basis, where do you reside? What would be your answers? Home. Somebody mentioned Saratoga. Home. Sanctuary. Nice. So we all just started seeing some answers. If we ask like where do you stay? So somebody says house, and somebody says like you can take up your the street name where you live, or the city where you're from, or the state where you live, or the country where you're from, or even a continent, right? So Vastu is not restricted only to the exact place that you're going to live. Oh, that means it applies to everything? Yes. You can see Vastu in your street, in your colony that you live, in the city that you live, the state, the country, even the entire continent. I mean, like, how? Definitely, after looking into this, we will get a lot of questions. Like, how does it even relate to the entire, like, the country or a state? How do you define this? Are you getting the same doubt? Yes. Nice. So some curiosity is going on now. All right. So I have come up with some factual examples to show you how the Vastu is coming up with the state or a district or the place where you live. How does it affect? Now, for example, looking at as being a realist from the background of a real estate, I would want to take up this topic itself. Being from a real estate background, have you ever observed in a particular state or even a particular district the south side of the state will always be more expensive and more growing part of the particular region, especially in the real estate. Have you ever observed this one? And it is factually yes. You have never observed this? You can do some research after this. And I could see some factual stuff. I could show you that. See, coming to Karnataka, if you see the southern regions of Karnataka, it's more expensive. It implies the same for the Delhi as well as Mumbai. These are some examples that I have taken. Is it restricted only to India? That's why you have taken the states? No. I did some research so that I know my audience. Even in the New York, these screenshots that I have taken from Google itself. So the south side of the New York or the south side of the California, I could see there is a more growth with respect to the real estate, especially in this. Divya says OT is always west side of the city. Okay, we can get into that in a deep way later. You can pin the questions. I'll be able to answer it later on. So similarly, have you ever known that the west side of the India is more dominating in the business and the east side is always more dominating in the political ways? So how does it matter? Like how does it is? Because see, people who had cleared in competitive exams like IAS, IPS, you can see the number of people who have cleared those exams are from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Why not from Kerala or Karnataka? Because Kerala is also like a 100% literate state, right? But why not from there? Because East is the region which has a an attribute of attracting more, which is linked with the political aspects and the government related thing. And Gujarat and Rajasthan is towards the west, which is having a dominance with respect to the business. So this is how Vastu is. Now, when you hear Vastu Shastra, okay, if why you're talking only about these topics, why not the others? Now, if in case I'm going to talk about the North and South, let me consider people who are famous in the film industry. So when I'm saying in the North India, who is the famous personality in the film industry that you can remember? Deepika, SRK, Amitabh. Okay. Nice. Thanks for the answers. Of course, we'll take Amitabh Bachchan over there because he's the senior most. Now, who do you remember as the senior most personality from the film industry from the South? Rajinikanth, Chiranjeevi. Nice. Nice. Thanks for the answers. Rajinikanth because he is from Karnataka. Kamal Hassan. Nice. I'm getting lots of answers for the South. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar. Correct. Okay. Can you see the difference? Of course, the fan base is of the same, but people in the South, they actually worship these actors, right? They are more famous. Why does it happen? Why not in the North? It's like that. It's because in South is linked with the name, fame, and recognition. So that's why people who are hailed from South, they have more of recognition. They have an amazing fan base. So this is how Vastu will be able to like spread across the country and everywhere. Now, coming to Vastu Shastra. As soon as we hear Vastu Shastra, what do you think? What are the words that will come up? What exactly Vastu Shastra means? Is it a science or is it a scripture? It's actually the combination of that. Whatever that they have said in the scriptures, they have some reasonings. Now, because our generation will just randomly do not accept things. If somebody says like this is a practice, just follow it. No, why do we have to follow it? We need to know the reason behind that before accepting that, right? So there is a science behind everything. So how do you justify that? Now let me take up two different concepts over here. You can see a living room, which is depicted on both the ends of the picture. I have given two options, option number one and option number two. Imagine this is your space. Where do you think you would want to sit and spend your time? Is it an option number one or an option number two? Two, one. Okay, I got majority of twos and only one. Okay, nice. Thanks for the response. So did we choose like one or two? What is the difference that you feel over here? What made you to feel like you have to? Okay, sunlight, views. I think view is the same. Okay, brighter and clean. Rice, greenery. Correct. You can sense that energy in the picture itself. Nice. Thanks for the responses. Have you ever heard people saying like you need to have more openings towards the northeast direction rather than having more openings towards the southwest? So how are you going to justify that with respect to these things? Because having openness towards the northeast is good. On the aspects of scriptures, they say like east is the direction which is linked with Lord Surya, sun god. Okay, he is the symbol of life and clarity. So that's why people always say, according to scriptures, it's like that. No, what is the factual stuff? What is the science behind it? The science is only that during the morning sunlight, we are going to have a mild, healthy sunlight, which is very rich in vitamin D. So it is really good for health. What if we have the same opening in the west? What's wrong? It's the same sun, right? It's just raising and setting on the other end. No, when it is setting, you're going to see some of the harsh sunlight, which is really not a good one. It is just going to increase the heat in your space where you are living, and it causes the discomfort. Right? This is the logic behind. If you are hearing anything like you should do something like this as per Vastu, like what is the logic behind it? First understand before implementing anything in the future from now on, if not. Okay. So, see, because of this harsh sunlight, there will not be a comfort zone. Hence, people always say, like, let's not have more windows or openings towards that end rather than having more opening towards the northeast, where it is linked with more of opportunities, the peace of mind, and everything. Okay. Is it only linked with the northeast and southwest concept? No, there is a lot. Even if people say you like you need to always cook only in the southeast direction, the place where Agni Devta reside, that's according to scriptures. What about the science behind it? It's because of the sunlight that we are getting in the morning. Earlier days, people used to like cook and then go to work. Like women's in the houses, some of them used to like wake up early in the morning and start cooking, and some of used to do finish the household chores, and then they used to go for the land for the work and everything, right? At that moment, we had no refrigerator or anything. The food that is been cooked, it needs to be fresh. It needs to be fresh. It should not attack any fungus or anything, as it was like a sun rays that was coming at that direction. The mild sun rays, it used to protect it. That's the science and the logic behind that. So each and every practice that people used to follow on the earlier days, they came up with these principles just because of the practice that they have been doing it. Okay. Now, after knowing all these things, are you curious enough to understand like how to check the Vastu now? You just briefed you about what Vastu is. Are you curious to know that? Yes. Thank you. Now, the main Vastu subject that I have been taking up for today is Maha Vaasthu. So, what is Vastu? What is Maha Vaasthu? Why there is like two difference? It's not only Maha Vaasthu. You can even heard of topics saying like Astro Vastu, Vedic Vastu. Like, what is the difference then? Vedic Vastu is the principles which is followed exactly just like in the scriptures. Astro Vastu, where an astrological influence will be there when you're studying Vastu and implementing the things. Then what is Maha Vastu? Maha Vastu is the subject which is like a generic one which is applied for everybody, considering all the scriptures, astrological aspects, and everything. So now, which one is right or which one is wrong? It's not like which one is right or wrong. It's about the different principles followed by the different people. Now, example, if you are sick and people who are living in the single family, one follow homeopathy, one follow Ayurvedic, another follow English medicine. Is it wrong? No, it is just your comfort zone. Is it just that you are very much comfortable with that type of approach. So it is just the results and the alignment that matters over here. Okay. In Mahavastu, we are going to consider 16 directions. So it is 16 directions. I'm going to break it down one after the other in the further slides. So what the 16 directions is of? See, these 16 directions are plotted on a particular floor plan by considering the degree, which is the line between 22.5-degree difference between each of the lines. When you're saying direction, it is not just a point. It has to occupy some area. Now, if I'm going to say you like keep some object in the north direction, it's not like you have to locate a point in your house. North is a direction which occupies by some area where it is differentiated between the 22.5 degrees. Now, so these are the main directions that we have been aware of, like north, south, east, west. Furthermore, it gets split into northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So northeast is where we call as Devmule. People always say like we need to have the mandir only in the northeast. Why is that so? Because northeast is linked with mind and clarity. When you are having a mandir in this direction, so you will have that peace of mind in order to sit and do the puja. Because if you are a believer of manifestation, you must always be knowing that if you are manifesting something, you should be clear in your thoughts. There should be any doubt. Similar concepts work here. Okay. Then it is southeast. Southeast is a corner of Agni Deva. So that's why people say like this is where the gas stove would be. This is not the only restricted place. We do have another place, other places as well, which are really good for the kitchen. Then is southwest and then is northwest. Moving along, the northeast gets splitted into the other two, that is north northeast, east northeast. Again, the southeast will be splitted into east southeast, south southeast, and southwest will be into south southwest, west southwest, later into west northwest and north northwest. Considering all these 16 directions, if you can see, every direction is marked between exactly 2 degrees over here. North is something, now this is a 360 degree. North is a direction that lays between 349 degree to 11 degree. Now the exterior circle that you can see only the 16 directions. What is the interior circle? If Have you come across this N1, N2, N3 anywhere if you've been following Vastu? Yes, no. Any answers in the chat box? No. Okay, not a problem. I'll walk you along with this one. These interior circle which you can see, these are the directions which will tell the exact entries that we are going to have. Entries, yes. The main entry to the house, is it to the plot, even the exit doors that you have, maybe from your balcony as well, because from the balcony you're stepping out of the house. It's just in another space which is attached to your built up area. Okay. So all these entries and exit points will also be considered and analyzed based on these numbering system that you can see here. Apart from that, in the coming to inside circle, you can see water, air, fire, earth, space. All these things are five different elements. And then comes the Brahmasthan. So I'll come to this later. So this is how a Vastu chakra will be there, and this will be placed on the floor plan, and it needs to be accurately placed, marking an exact north direction of the particular floor plan. This is like a foundation. If you go wrong with this placements, you will go wrong with everything. Now, if somebody says like, according to Vastu, if you keep something in this particular direction, you will see some results. So how do you know that you're keeping in a particular direction? Is it right? Are you keeping it in exact placement? People say like, I did that watching that reel, but result to nahi aaya. Why did that happen? Because you have not placed it correctly in that spot. So placing this Vastu Chakra on an exact floor plan with holes like a foundation, that's very much important. This I just wanted to show you. You might have heard Vastu, that means Vastu Purusha is also another subject in that. According to scripture, Vastu Purusha is a part of Shiva where he came to the earth and he started binge eating whatever was coming to him. At that time, Shiva gave the instruction to all the 42 devtas, and then he made him, they pinned him down on the land, and that's how he was pinned in. And all the 42 devtas are placed in different directions. Based on these devtas and their attributes itself, you got these directions. Because now, as I was telling you, East means it's linked with Surya Dev, and there is Indradev, and there is Satya. Indradev is somebody who is like a political head in the Devtas. So that's why it is politically strong. So when it comes to South, South is Yam. He is linked with like name and fame. North is coming where the Kuber is. That's the place of like money. So that is how all these things and all these attributes came. Now, breaking down all the 16 directions individually. Now, the north is the direction, as I was telling, it is a Kuber Sthan. It is linked with the money and opportunities. Now, keeping the north exactly how it is, like for example, in the north direction, you might be getting a living room, you are getting a hallway, or you might have a bedroom, or you might have a study desk over there. So whatever that is coming in the north, it should be as per the principles. If it is exactly like that, that means you are attracting more opportunities to earn more money, and you are attracting more money towards it. If in case it's not there, somewhere you are getting a kitchen or a toilet which is coming over there, what I have to do, we can do some remedy and balance that state. Secondly, north-northeast. This direction is linked with health and immunity. Northeast is linked with mind and clarity. East Northeast is fun and recreation, that is linked with your traveling. East is linked with your social connection. Now you meet number of people in order to build more connection, and it is also linked with the government related things. East Southeast is linked with churning and anxiety. So is it that we are going to have only positive zones in all the 16 directions? No, we do have some spaces which has the negative impact as well. There is a particular principles what needs to be there, what not needs to be there in these particular directions. East Southeast, what happens if I'm going to have a living room over here? If in case you're sitting and spending a lot of time in this direction, that means the person will be like thinking unnecessarily, like something happened in the office on your workspace, or something happened in the house itself in the morning. If you are like a housewife, you're sitting in the home, and if in case you're spending in the same position, you will be thinking a lot, and it is going to like put you into that negative zone. So that is not right. So It's just shifting of the position that will give you some lot of changes. Similarly, southeast is linked with cash flow. So another cash flow, is it that also linked with money and opportunity? No, there is a difference. North will bring you the opportunity to earn the money. Southeast will make you feel like there should not be any stuck payments. Now, for example, you might have lent some money to somebody and you have been waiting since a long period of time since it had not got back. If there is an imbalance in this zone, it will still get prolonged. What if I'm going to balance this zone? Will that make any difference? Of course, it will make you a huge difference. South Southeast is linked with power and confidence. You might be sitting in a different places of the house whenever you're working on your laptop. You might shifting from one place to another place. You might also felt that I think I'm a bit progressive and comfortable sitting in one particular place. It's like that's my spot. That's my place where I have to sit and work. I feel more productive over there. Okay. So this is linked with the power and confidence. So if you're sitting over there and if you're working, if you're giving any lecture also, so it'll boost your confidence. You might feel that the energy difference. Is this the only place where I have to sit and work? No. In Maha Vaasthu, that is the thing. You will have n number of options and their own attributes. What exactly do I need? Can I sit in the northeast and work? Yes, you can sit in the northeast and work. What will it give you? Actually, it gives you a clarity about the thought process that you want to do. Then coming to the south, which is a major direction and an amazing direction for the people who are from the film industry or people who wants recognizations in their work. So is that in the south, I do not even have the space to sit and work. You don't have to sit and work. There are some simple remedies and some objectives that we can do. You can put up your photo in a rose gold frame. That will also give you a recognition. You can just place an object like a pair of a red horses. That will also give you a recognition. So it's just the tiny objects. If in case it's already there somewhere in the showcase of your play, you just have to put it in a right place to like enjoy and experience that. Next is South Southwest, disposal and expenditure. Oh, this is a very crucial zone, though, because you might have always heard saying from our ancestors, like if it is a master bedroom, it should be coming only towards the southwest, like at the corner of the building. Why do they say that? At the earlier days, there was no concept of having an attached bathroom, or there was no concept of having a walk in closet. It was always like a tiny room with a smaller cupboard. They used to have a cozy corner in the bedroom. That's it. Nowadays, we have an expansion. So, because of that, what people end up doing the mistake is instead of having the bed placements and all the important things to be placed in the southwest, they end up putting in the southwest. So it's just one next to each other. So South Southwest is the place where it is linked with a lot of expenditures. Even though you are working really hard and earning a lot of money and everything, it doesn't stay with you. You will start feeling unnecessary expenditures just by placing your cash or any of your important documents there. So that is the strength of this. So how do we use it? How do we know where it is coming? So that's why I mentioned about the directions and degrees on the earlier slides that we have to be very careful on that. Next, coming to the Southwest. Southwest is linked with a strong relationship not only between the husband and wife, it is with your kids, with your first circle of the family. So Southwest is also linked with Pitril. So our ancestors support system is linked with Southwest. Now, if in case I'm placing a photo, marriage album or any of our photographs, instead of placing in the Southwest, if I'm going to place it in the Southwest, would that affect? Of course, yes. As I told, it is a disposal area. Unnecessarily, you will start having fights. Just shift it to the southwest, and that will solve everything. Just shifting and placements and the rearrangements have a huge impact. Next, coming to west southwest direction. This is linked with savings and education. Savings, how? I don't have any space to even shift my locker over here. Not a problem. You can just place a tiny piggy bank also that will work also in the same way. It need not be like that. But it doesn't mean you have to place your locker in the south southwest and a piggy bank here and then tell me like Meghna, you told me to keep it in the west southwest to have more savings. It's not at all happening because your locker is in the south southwest. So we need to be very mindful while balancing all the zones. Then coming to the west direction, which is linked with profits and gains. Profits and gains, what is that? As I was telling, west is the direction which is linked with um, business. So people who are from the business background, I would rather suggest them to look into more of profits and gains. So people who are into business, they can have their master bedroom coming over here. There is no restriction that a master bedroom should always come in the southwest itself. It can be in the west direction as well. And then coming to west northwest, it is as same as the churning and anxiety about the east southeast direction I was telling. It is linked with the depression and detoxification. There are ways to balance these zones and get the benefit out of these zones. Then coming to northwest, which is linked with backing and support. If in case you're applying any loans and seeing any delays with respect to the loan, or if you're starting something new in your life and there is no actual support that you wanted to get from your family or your friends or even from your office mates, it's not happening because there is an imbalance in the northwest. What is imbalance and balance? There is a lot of things where we can consider as an imbalance and balance. Now I was telling north, where you can have the living room, drawing area, your bedroom, your study desk, all those things can come in the Northeast. Why not the kitchen and the toilet? So that is the imbalance over there. Okay. Similarly, it applies to all other principles. East, southeast, as I said, it's like a negative direction. I cannot have my living room, but I can't say that I can't restrict myself to not to have a living room there. I have to utilize that space. You can have the washroom based on the actual floor plan. It has to justify for the functionality as well. It has to come as per Vastu as well. That's why we design the detailing part as per Vastu itself from the base. What if in case the house is already constructed? Can we do something? Of course, there are very simple, minimalistic remedies. You don't have to break your walls, and we can do that. And next, but last but not the least, north-northwest. This is the direction which is linked with physical intimacy and attraction. Physical intimacy between the husband and the wife. Generally, in this direction, we would not suggest our kids to sit and study or spend some time. So we need to be mindful before giving the designing part. If it is already existed, we can do some shifting and rearrangements in the same bedroom. Then comes to the Panchabhuta, the element theory part. As I was mentioning earlier, the five Panchabhutas that you know, like water, earth, air, space, fire. So how does these things are linked with these directions? The 16 directions which you saw now, every individual directions has linked with from north to northwest to northeast. It is going to link with the water element. Similarly, air element, fire, earth, and space. So all these directions are distributed like this. What happens? Why this element theory is very much important. So do tell me now, can I have water and the fire in the same place? Yes, no, no. Because it's not possible, right? Similarly, the elements which are shouldn't be there. And how is that like I'm going to have my mandir in the northeast? That means it's a fire. And how does this concept work over there? See, there are like rule of lands. Some things like I'm having a water filter in the kitchen. Is that wrong? No, it's not like wrong. Having the water element and the fire element is linked with a huge water body, or if in case imagine you are having a north direction room and you just painted an entire wall with the red shade, or you're having a huge sofa which is in the red color, that's where things get into imbalance state. Just shifting that to their appropriate positioning or changing the color of that will balance the zones out. Similarly, we have earth and water, where when you pour a water into the soil, it absorbs all the water. That means having the blue color or a gray color element anywhere in the south, southwest, or the southwest will give you the same impact of the negative zones. Then what are the other things that we can do as the remedy part? If in case you have an objects like this in your spaces, we can place them in an appropriate positions in order to attract those zonal elements benefits. This can be done anywhere in anywhere our home? No. Only after balancing the entire zones, you can do this shift. After placing this only, you will be start seeing much more differences. Of course, I have all this in my home now because I want to see what are the things that it is going to happen. The Kuber, Nandi, Kamadenu, the Surya, because Kuber, as I was mentioning, it is linked with the money and opportunity. North is the direction to keep it. Nandi, which brings stability. So it needs to be kept in the southwest. There is a pattern of keeping it. There is a facing that it has to follow according to scriptures. Now, I would like to tell you some of the case studies, the factual stuff that has happened. So this is one of my client, the lady who approached me. She was going through a lot. She actually had a very bad experience with related to Vastu earlier. So she was like, I don't know, Meghna, I just had a bad experience earlier. I don't know how this is going to be coming up, but just just let me know what is happening. She was going through a lot of issues. I have just mentioned three over here. The problems were like they were not having a good relationship between the husband and the fight. They were having a lot of fights on an everyday basis for all the unnecessary stuffs. You might also be having something like we just fought for something which was not even necessary. I mean, why did that even happen? And after a while, you realize like it's okay, it just happened. But the heat of that argument will stay. Okay. Similarly, she was having a lot of health issues. They were having very poor sleep because of the tension that was building up in the family. And they were not happy about anything in their life. They were like, huh, we were working every day. It's just going on. I don't think like they were not having that clarity also. What is happening with them? The very first thing I fixed in their home was like Northeast, because if you are not sure about what is happening with you, how would I be able to like decode that and give you the results out of it? I won't be able to treat you that, right? So first we fix the northeast direction, and then I observed what is happening with respect to relationship. For when you say relationship, first I have to see where these guys are sitting and spending time, where exactly they are sleeping. They were sleeping in this master bedroom, as you can see in this floor plan. It was coming in the southeast. As I was saying, southeast is linked with fire. It's a fire zone. That means you will always be having anger issues no matter what. You will not have that mindset of listening what opposite person is conveying to you. Instead, you just want to put forth your words, and that leads to the arguments. And then there was an imbalance in the southwest. Their entire cupboard space over here was like proper forest green. And that's when we asked them to shift from southeast to south. Then they started sleeping in the south. It addressed two things at a time. One, the relationship fight that they were having between them because of the southwest changing color and shifting the bedroom, that got resolved. Another thing, south is linked with relaxation. When people started sleeping here, they felt a peaceful sleep. Like even if I have sleeping for like 2 hours in this direction, they had an amazing sleeping pattern over. And then coming to the health, they were getting affected because of the southeast direction. You just told that health is linked with northeast. Yes, there are other directions also which is responsible for that. It's a very deep subject. So we have to analyze and connect the dots for everything. So over here in this home, northeast had no issues. It was really perfect. But because of the toilet that was coming in the southeast direction, especially for the females in the house, they were having a lots of health issues. So we just addressed that and things started sorting out to them. So this is one of the case study. Another case study, this is one of my friend who stays in Hyderabad. He's also an architect. Uh, what he did is he constructed a new home, and he just did an office space at the ground floor, and the above floor was like completely for the duplex of his house. Once he shifted into this house and started sitting over here and working. So this was his main cabin. As you can see, all his main cabin is distributed between south-southwest, southwest, and west-southwest. As I was telling, the southwest and south-southwest come one next to each other. We always think like this particular corner completely would be the southwest. No. What happened over here is he was actually sitting in the south-southwest, and all his documents, his project works, and everything was in this direction itself. Firstly, all his work started getting delayed. Expenses started like way more than he expected. There was money stuck. There was no clients coming to his uh, meetup and everything, because he is a wonderful architect, but nobody were even coming to him to as in for a consultation or anything. Even if they come, they would say no and they used to go back. So why this pattern was occurring? It's because of the north direction. North is linked with opportunities, attracting more clients. So he had painted this entire wall red. And he had a huge red sofa coming over here. As I was saying earlier, we just changed the sofa, we repainted this room, and I just shifted him from south southwest to southwest. All his documents shifted to southwest and towards the west southwest. Things got sorted. So this how things start shifting. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the objects that placements that we can do, we have other set of remedies also, where I just made him to switch on a bright white light in the north direction, 24 into 7. So that made him to attract more clients. So based on the functionality of an existing space, we can do the rearrangements and we can make the things workable. So is it as simple as this? So any questions? Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot of questions it is coming. What was the toilet remedy in the Northwest? Firstly, I want to understand whether exactly it is coming in the Northwest, because there is a direction of west northwest and northwest one next to each other. If in case a toilet is coming in the west northwest direction, there is no need of remedy. If it is coming in the northwest direction, majority of our USA clients, they go for a tape remedy instead of a metal strip to be installed over there, because it will be very difficult because of the flooring and everything. We can use a white color tape, but don't do this randomly without confirming the directions, because that is most important. If you have a red wall, what is the remedy? Paint it. Or you can just use a wallpaper. Is it possible for you to go to your previous chart with the direction? It's from case number 2. Of course, yes. Just a moment. Yes. What is the exact question over here for the case number 2? I think it is, I don't know, DH895650. I don't know the name. I'm sorry. For Northwest toilet. Okay, over here. Yeah, we just did the metal strip remedy. We installed a brass metal strip over here because, as I said, he is into construction business and an architect. He was into lot of loans and everything. But whenever he used to go and meet the people for that, there was a lot of delay that was happening. After doing that metal strip remedy, brass metal strip, so it got sorted. Will the side deck be available post the session? So you want this presentation?
Not the slide deck, but the talk will be on the YouTube channel. So you can watch it from there.
Yeah. And red or brick red in south is good. Yes, it is good. South is a fire element, so it is good. Will the side, okay, then thanks the chat was other question with all the directions and the meaning. Okay, you would want to know about these things, the directions and their attributes. Okay. The recording of my house and address. How to fix the bathroom in the southeast direction. Okay, southeast is actually a little bit tricky, but we can do it. We could see if it is a southeast is already balanced, and we could use some red or orange color tape which can be put around the toilet. Is it like some tape will do some changes? Of course, earlier even I had that question. What would that color tape will do? Because I can see the changes after doing and implementing these things, especially with lots of my clients. How to reach you for consultation? I think you can reach Mamta Aunty. She'll be able to guide you with that. Have you done consultations for any homes in California? One of my interior projects and master project is actually getting executed as of now in Luxembourg. Yes, I have consulted all over the world.
And she
Being
did it
in a
for me
bay,
too. That's how I learned from her.
yes. Being in the Bay Area, we can send you the information and yes, all majority of my consultations will be done in the Zoom calls itself. People who can like who really want me to come there and look into it, yes, I am ready. Why do people from South never buy a South facing home? Amazing question. Thank you for bringing this up. See, it's a myth actually. South facing home, actually, it is good. How do you say that? Just a moment. Let me go to slide where I had the Vastu chakra of all my directions marked. I think I came back a lot. Ah, as you can see, they always say south facing home. So that means it can come anywhere over here, right? They don't consider which exactly the entry that should be. As you can see, the south, southeast, and south S2, S3, S4, these are like an amazing zones. So you can have the entries from this end. Is it suitable for everyone? No. There comes the astrological impact. Everybody who are living in the home will not get through or go through the same impact. Now, if somebody is falling sick, somebody is having a issue in the north northeast, and only one person is falling in the sick, it's because of the planetary positions also. It is like a combination. So south facing home, you can always say like an astrological check also and then get into that. It's not like south never suits for anybody. There are major industries that you can see which is running amazing with the south entries. What is metal strip? Okay, just a minute, I'll just show you. So this is a metal strip. This is of a very thin thickness and it will be of a 1 inch. This will go inside the flooring and it will be packed. It's like a permanent remedy. Do you work with clients in California? Yes, I do. Can we use any red color tape we get in California? Yes. Make sure the tape will be of 3 inches wide and it needs to be placed in a particular pattern to see the results. In your elements item, where do you place horses? What is the color of the horse and how it is? I have to check what exactly that you have in your home. If you are particularly asking without the results, a pair of red horses in the south to get the recognition, especially if you're working in the home and have your own business, to have more power in that, you can place a single white horse in the northwest direction. But make sure you're placing it in a right direction. As I was telling you, if you place in the wrong direction and say that Vastu doesn't work, no, I'm sorry. You need to be very careful. When you say south entrance, is the door facing south or door facing north? See, always understand in which zone the door is coming. It is not about whether it is facing north, south, east, west. It's not like that. It's exactly where it is coming. The zone, the placement. Can I use copper strip around the toilet and stick with the red color sticky tape? Anyone. We don't have to do both. But copper strip, as I showed you right now, this one is also copper, which I showed you. So you need to be careful with respect to the detailing that I told you now and the placements as well. That is most important. If you don't place it properly, it will not give you any results. Do you put red tape in the bathroom southeast? Yes, it's a red tape. Okay. If in case we do not have any questions, you can just type ND. Why do they say you shouldn't keep your head towards the south? No, south is a good direction. Actually, they say you should not put your head towards the north and sleep. It's because of the magnetic power and the energy flow. Where are the other directions for kitchen other than southeast? Other than southeast, you can have south southeast, south, west, west northwest. If you keep it in the west northwest, of course, it is a negative zone, but the only impact will be like you will not get a compliments after you cook the food, no matter what. It's just that, nothing like major. Uh, okay. And what are the other directions? Okay. Okay. What is your YouTube channel for the presentation? I think
I
it's for
said Mahadev
Magda.
Naturals.
Yeah.
Meghna, do you also mind giving your phone number here so that people who watch your video
Sure,
on
auntie. Can
YouTube
I put it
also,
in the chat box or I'll send
uh,
it to you personally?
yeah, no, put it in the chat box and also say it out. I don't know how the chat box gets converted into the video. So if you can
Okay,
say
just a
your
moment.
email ID and your phone number,
Yeah.
so it's in the video, people can watch it and get it.
Okay, I'll just type it also and I'll say it out. 9036
+91, right? And you're available on
8
WhatsApp. I'll also share it
9696. Yes, this is available in my WhatsApp. This is my business number. Can consult me here, or Auntie, I think you can share the website link as well. That will also be
Sure.
helpful.
And I was hoping that you would have a slide with your contact
Yeah, yeah. Just a moment. I'll just
so that
yeah, yeah, sure. So this is my website. I'll be sharing this link as well. You can book the consultation using this link over here. You have all the description. You can see the testimonials, how the services will be there, what all services do we provide, how the process of our consultation will be. All the details are over here. You can look into this. I'll be sharing the details here.
yeah, while she's sharing, I will just share my experience. So we just designed a house in Mysore for the construction of which will start next month. And my architect was saying that the toilet should not face east west. But the only way it would fit nicely in the bathroom was if it faced east west. And I called up Meghna and I said, what do I do? They said, as per Vastu, it's not that it shouldn't be east west facing. It's because people were using outdoor uh, in the olden days um, as bathroom. So the east and west they would be facing the sun if they did east west. So that's why they were asked to sit north south. But that does not apply to the modern living. So Meghna is really good in breaking it out and say which is as per the Vastu science and which is just a belief or a myth, or if it is applicable or not to the modern living. And that's the aspect that I really liked about Meghna. And she will take all the time in the world to explain to you why we should be doing what she recommends to do. Um, yeah, she's not in a hurry. Like when we go here, people are in a hurry to finish up the meeting. She's not one of those. Okay, Meghna.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you, everyone. I know it's late over there, but you guys took your time and attended this session. Thank you so much.
Any other questions, Meghna, before we end? Any other generic?
Yeah. If in case any other questions or a generic thing that you would like to know, or any myth that you have heard about it, about Vastu, so
Yeah, one
definitely
other
I'll be
thing
able
that
to answer.
I would like to say is because there are a lot of questions. What I did
Mhm.
with Meghna is I entered from the street and recorded our house and entered through the door and recorded everything. And unfortunately, for our house, we didn't have the uh, plan layout. So she did everything for me. I did have to measure things, but of course, because she cannot measure using the video, I measured things and sent it to her. And she has given such a nice layout of my house now that I have a blueprint of my house now. And then I was very shocked, surprised that she noticed each and every ornament that I have, the placement of it, and recommended to change it. I was, I think I pay attention to details, but Meghna pays even more attention to details than me. Um, and she recommended the suggestions. um, and she will take, once you give the address, she will go to the Google map and find all the directions, and so that's not on us to give her all the directions of the house. She will figure it all out.
Thank you, Auntie. And I think I have a few more questions to answer. Yeah, I heard that direction layout on plot matters. Of course, yes. When it is a built up area, because if it is a flat, it's like general for everyone. So we are just going to consider only the space which belongs to you if it is an apartment. But if it is a bungalow, yes, the shape of the land and where exactly the house is built up, like the built up area, everything matters. So when I'm analyzing the house, firstly, I will check the entire layout and then I will get into the built up area. It's not a myth. You have to consider that. If there is a water body or creek flowing towards southwest, what can be done? Hmm. Where exactly it is, I need to look into it deep down. Only then I'll be able to answer this question.
Yeah, that
But
is going
having a
to
water body in
consulting.
the southwest, of course, not good. Also, does the plot have to be square? Having a square or having square plot is very rare to get. If it is a rectangle in shape, yes. And if in case you have an extensions, certain extensions are good, certain are not good. Can we address it? Yes, we can do that. We can address it with remedies. It's not going to be a problem. If there is a bathroom in the northeast, it's a huge topic. I can talk about 1 hour about it. It's not ideal. Even a remedy will not work. Answer a simple answer to that question. What do I need to bring in for the consultation? Any tools, tape, measurements? If you do not have a floor plan, then just send us the video of your house. We will sketch the floor plan for you, and then you just have to give me the measurements. We will plot it again, and then we'll do the analysis. Because without an accurate floor plan, any analysis to be done, it goes wrong. This is very much important. What is the difference between Vastu and Feng Shui? Okay, it's this is also a very huge topic. Vastu is something where it originated in India and our ancestors followed it. And we had brought up with that principles because if you have come across Vishwakarma Prakash, Maya Mata, if you're interested in Vastu to learn more about it, you can just look into these scriptures because it's purely of Sanskrit. It takes time to understand. I have read it twice, but I still it goes like this. I have to read more. So it's the biggest concept. But yes, there is a difference. And Feng Shui is something which people follow in China. So it's of similar like somebody who is doing MBBS and somebody from homeopathy. It's like that. I have issue with decluttering my house and I start, then always get overwhelmed. Any remedy? I need to look thoroughly your floor plan. Only then I'll be able to let you know what exactly the remedy is.
It's another question, Meghna, which seems to be
Uh,
time sensitive. What do I need to bring in for the consultation? Any tools like tape measure
um,
scheduled and
I
all,
just
and the
want
guide
the
and
floor plan. I just want the floor plan and the location of your house, the video of your house. Nothing else. That's it from your end. Rest all it's my thing. So I'll take care of it. Not to worry. Is there a particular way to record the house plan? Yes. I can send you a reference video like how you have to do it, or I can tell you right away. You just have to show me in detail. Now, for example, if I'm coming to your house, how would you take me around the house? It's just that, like that. You stand firstly from the outside, first record from which street you are entering, how you are coming into your house, which bedroom is being used by whom, how you are sleeping, what is kept inside the cupboards, and rest of the questions I'll take care and I'll be asking once I'm getting into the in detail consultation. So you just have to walk me around in your house. That's how it is. If we give the address, will you be able to? Yes, I'll be able to do it.
All right, Megha. It looks like I know how to make a lot of money now. I will be sitting, standing, yeah, doing everything on Southwest.
Not only in the south, you have a lot of other spaces, Uncle. I can talk to you later on that. Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
only
Thank you.
serious
Bye.
questions, please. No jokes.
Should we email the house plan? Yes. You can send me in a single email, like your floor plan, your location, and video of the house. Yeah, WhatsApp is also fine. No problem. Both are workable. Okay, I
Okay.
think we have answered all the questions that's been asked by everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Thank
Auntie.
you.
Thank you, everyone. I'll send the details of Meghna in the WhatsApp group. And so if people who are interested in consulting can consult her. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Auntie.
you. Thank
Bye.
you, Mamta. Thank you.
Thanks, Mamta. Thank you,
Thank you,
Meghna.
Meghana.
Thank you.